Hey everyone, I'm in the RV. We are still at our house. So we've been living half in the RV and half in the house, and it's been a little crazy. So we've been sleeping in the RV. All our furniture minus the couches is already in storage, and we have our homeschool stuff in the RV, but homeschooling, at least not our regular curriculum, has not really been happening. So I'm going to share in just a little bit about what we've been doing for homeschooling during this move, because there has not been time for regular homeschooling. There has been a lot of just, we're done purging for the most part, I believe. We have probably 90% of our stuff in storage. Hopefully the rest of it will go into storage tomorrow. We still have a ton of stuff that we have to move into the RV. There is 0 clothing in the RV. That's all in the house still. We're not going to put any of our kitchen stuff in until pretty much the day that we are like officially moving into the RV, just because we are still cooking in the house, which has been a little chaotic because we're cooking in the house and then bringing all of the food out to the RV, since there's actually a kitchen table that I'm sitting at right now. I've got this up so I can show you guys my homeschool books that we've been using in just a little bit. So there's actually a table in the RV to sit at to eat. So we've been cooking in the house and then bringing all the food outside and then eating in the RV and then bringing the stuff back in the house to clean, because we don't have any hookups other than electric, just being in our driveway. So I am so ready to go to a campground because I'm ready for full hookups. I'm ready to just cook in my kitchen here and bring it right over to the table to eat instead of having to go back and forth. Same with like the bathroom and the shower. Like, we're still using those in the house instead of in the RV, so that we don't have to move the RV to dump it or anything. So it has been a little bit crazy. And like virtually no cleaning has been done in the house or in the RV, so we still need to get the house clean, make it look nice for the new owners. So it has been nuts. But I did want to show you guys the kids' bunk room. It's not completely decorated yet, but I want to show you some of our homeschool stuff in there and how we're going to make all of that work here in the RV. And I also want to show you what we've been doing for school for the past couple of weeks, what we're doing for school this week, so that, I guess, just for encouragement that the kids, not just my kids, but when you guys are going through a season in life that is crazy like this, we're a military family, so most of our friends are also military families, and so moving is just a part of life. And I know that at school is a really big concern during these crazy times, and we are moving ourselves this time. The military is not moving us, so it has been a lot more work on our part than a normal move for us. So just that life can be crazy and school can get done. The kids are still going to learn, which I know I've talked about. I can't remember if it was last video or the one before that. School's totally still going to get done, but I want to share with you what we've been doing. So first, let's go into the bunk room. Let me get this turned around. I want to show you, so we made the kids kind of like an art space. It's also a place that they can do schoolwork. It is also has all of their toy storage. So I want to share that with you. So there it is. So we've got our 3 bunks. They're messy beds. And so underneath, my husband built this little desk for them. So it has their construction paper and then just like white paper. And then it has crayons and markers, colored pencils, just regular pencils and erasers, paint, and then all their other stuff, glue and chalk and scissors and all of that. And then down here, each one of our 3 kiddos has their own toy storage. So that is what they were allowed to fill with whatever they wanted to bring into the RV with them. And then we found these stools that have storage inside of them as well. And the baby's is just over here in the corner. So they can use these also as a place to sit when they're sitting there creating. So they have already made all kinds of crazy stuff. That's a chalkboard surface for the desk, so they've already done all kinds of crazy stuff there. They had their Legos all out on there this morning, so it has been a really cool space for them to still be creative, because they are all obsessed with doing all kinds of art projects and whatnot. So I knew it was important to have a space that they could still do that. And also, all we have is, like I showed a little bit, is just our one little table. So when we're doing schoolwork, it's a little bit difficult while I'm doing a lesson with one kiddo, to have the other kiddo be doing other work, so that now there's 2 desk spaces for them to do that. And then we also have a homeschool cabinet in here. So we had a homeschool cabinet in the house, my big green cabinet. I think I talked about that in our homeschool space post that I did. I can link that for you guys in the comments if you want. But we actually have an entire cabinet in here that we can have just for homeschool stuff, and we actually have more than enough room in here. So I just have different manipulatives down here, so much space for more stuff down there, so we may put a few more games and whatever. Both boys' schoolwork fits just on this shelf. And then up here, this is honestly, some of it's my business stuff, and some of it we just have some kiwi crates they got for Christmas. So this may end up being my shelf for my business stuff, because I don't have anywhere else to put it. So there's actually plenty of room in here for homeschool storage, which I was super excited about, and I was pumped that it had extra storage in the bunk room. And we got more up there for board games and books. They'll put the rest of their books in here. The rest of them are still in the house. And then I don't know, I might use like diaper storage or something like that up there. So there is all kinds of space in the bunk room for the kids to create and for them to learn and have a spot to just get their schoolwork done and whatnot. So I want to share with you what we're doing for school now. Let me get this in my little holder here. Hope that click wasn't loud for you. Get this all adjusted. So I want to share what we're doing for school, because we have not touched that curriculum. It's been sitting in that cabinet for about 2 weeks now. We probably have not used it in about 3 weeks, and it's just a nice little break for us, because I feel like February is a big burnout month for a lot of homeschoolers anyways. So we obviously aren't having that, because we're not having our traditional schoolwork that we've been doing. We've been doing definite relaxed homeschooling. I would never consider us unschoolers or anything, but we've been super duper relaxed. We've just been having fun with games, having fun with books. We bought a few books yesterday that we're excited to dig into, and we got a ton of stuff at the library. So I just wanted to share with you what we're doing, just so that you don't always have to depend on a curriculum, and you can know that you're learning without having that curriculum all of the time. A lot of times it is really, really good for us to take breaks outside of our typical spring break, Christmas break, summer break, and all of that. So, who was books, or where was books, or what was books, because I've got 2 different kinds here. So I've talked about these a lot in the past. I hate how wobbly this table is, I'm sorry. I'm giving everyone like, I'm gonna make everyone get a stomach ache with how dizzy I'm gonna make them. So I've talked about these in the past. We have used the Who Was books for American history almost all year, and this year that's like almost all that we've used is Who Was books. So we found these just at Walmart. You can get them at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble has a ton of them. Amazon and my shop, I can link my shop for you guys in the comments. I have a ton of these in my shop. They'll all bring you over to Amazon. I know, Kate, these are awesome books. So go on there. I have my recommendations for American history on my shop, and this will bring you to Amazon, so you can order any of them. I do feel like, hey kiddos, go on. Trying to come in the camper. So we found our solar system, and also the age of the dinosaurs. So my 6-year-old saw this and was like, let's get this one. And then we've been talking about constellations. I am going to have a constellation unit study up for you guys as soon as we moved into the camper. I've been wanting to do it for like over a month now, so it will get done. So I figured I would add this into our unit study, since we're talking about constellations anyway, to talk about just a little bit more of our solar system. So consider these history and science. Sure, why not? So we've been using these books. I put a post on Facebook the other day about George Washington Carver. So I found a book about him at the library. I made sure to pick that up. Because he's not just a peanut guy, like he was a genius, and so I really wanted to read about him with the kiddos. And then for my road schooling adventure challenge for this month, one of the things I said to do is to go out and go bird watching, which we have not done yet, but I did get a book about feathers that looked really, really awesome, and it talks about why the feathers are there for, that they're not just there to help with flying, that they're there to help with camouflage and to distract attackers. And what else was there? There was another one about how it helps get the water off of them, or to soak up the water, a scrub brush. So all kinds of cool stuff about feathers. So I figured when we're looking for birds, we can maybe try to see what their feathers might be helpful for too. So I will also share a picture of the Road Schooling Adventure Challenge for February in the comments too, so you guys can see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen that yet. So really cool book on feathers. We love butterflies, so I found a book about butterflies just because I feel like that's always fun to read and to look at, and there's always such cool videos posted on Facebook and whatnot about the butterflies coming out of their chrysalis. So we love reading and looking about butterflies. We need to get some of those some more caterpillars for a butterfly thing soon. We just read this book last night. The kids loved it. We've never read about Frida, and I honestly, like, I knew she was an artist, but I honestly didn't know much about her, so knowing a little bit more about her life is super interesting. And they talked more about the animals that she had and the pets that she had in this book. And then there was just a little snippet in the back that the kids weren't as interested in as I was, that just talked about her life in the back and the history behind her and everything. So, but it did make us want to go to Mexico, which was really cool. The kids are like, let's travel there. So that was fun. And then we also got Galapagos George, which I was a little sad about this book because we love turtles, especially living on the Atlantic Ocean. My kids really love sea turtles. And so we picked up this book and I was like, yay, I know there's turtles at the Galapagos Islands. Let's read about it. And this book is about how poor little George became extinct. It made us so sad. But it was still a good book because it's a good, I guess, introduction for the kiddos, just about how when people come in and try to take over an area, whatever, and how that can really disturb the ecosystem and everything. So it was still a really cool book for them to read and to learn about that. And it is still about turtles, so the kids did still love it, even though it was kind of sad, and it just kept getting more and more sad. In that end book, it was like, and there's no more kind of George turtles. But there are other kinds of tortoises there still. So still a cute book, but I guess just realize that it's about tortoises becoming extinct and not just a fun little story about them. So so those are the books that we've been using. So we have got science, we've got art, we've got some more science and nature, we've got history, and then obviously language arts we're doing because we have books that we're reading together. So the only thing else I want to touch on is math, which I don't have any math books, and they're books I've been wanting to check out so bad, and I forgot to even look for them at the library, was the Circumference book. So it's circumference, like a knight. And it's like a whole series of books, and they look amazing for math. So I actually should go back to the library and try to pick some of those up, or go on Amazon and get them here this weekend, because I love that it's storybooks about math, because I feel like math is one of those things that's kind of hard to take out of the curriculum and to learn it in other ways. So we also just got these, I'm assuming they're called Moby little bricks, blocks, whatever you want to call them. So they are just these little blocks that have, I got the more expensive pack. I believe this one was $20. There's another one that I think is more like $12 or $13. But this one has addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then it has numbers. So you've got your numbers, you've got your multiplication or your division, you've got your subtraction and addition, and then you've got your equal sign. So it is a fun, hands-on, manipulative for doing math with your kiddos, because I know that my 6-year-old, he is reluctant to do math facts on a page, but if I get these guys out for him, he will do his math facts like that and will not complain at all. Even if I write them for him, he won't complain as much. So I loved that we had this option, and I snagged it for him. Keep dropping them. snagged it for him for us to do for math. So that's been a little fun thing we've been doing for math, without having to sit down and doing the curriculum during this busy season, is that it's a game for kids to do it as opposed to having to sit down and do a worksheet. So, and then we've got the multiplication and division there too, so my 10-year-old can be using it as well to practice during this time when we're taking some time off from our school books. So I wanted to share that with you, and then it all does store in the cute little whale pouch, so that is a pouch, a zipper pouch. So like I said, this was 20 bucks on Amazon. I can link this for you guys in the comments as well. But I wanted to just share all of this. I would have really loved to write a post about this, but like I said in my post before this, is that there has just not been time for any blogging work right now. I have a huge printable I want to make for you guys. I've got that constellation unit study I want to do for you guys. I am wanting to start creating a course. I didn't know I wanted to create a course until I took this little course about creating courses, and now I'm like, I want to create a course for you guys. I did it before in my business. Before I was doing homeschooling blogging, I was working in birth work, and I actually had a whole breastfeeding course up on my website. So making a course is not something that is super new to me, and it's something I love to do. I love to teach, and so I am really looking forward to creating a course for you guys. You'll have to wait for updates for that. I'm thinking closer to the summer, and I wanted to share these wonderful books that I found with you too. So hopefully life will slow down in the next week or two. We should be moving into the camper on Monday, which is super exciting. I still have to sew new curtains and get these ugly valance things down. I mean, we still have to hang up. We have a spice rack to hang up, and we have just command hooks to go everywhere for towels and jackets and everything. So we've got a lot to do in the RV this weekend. So literally no work is going to get done. I will try to do some Instagram and some Facebook posts and whatnot of our progress. But other than that, hopefully in the next week or two, I will start getting some more posts up for you. And I will start getting those printables and all kinds of other fun stuff for you guys, because it is killing me not being able to get all of this out for you. I wouldn't consider myself a workaholic, but I really enjoy creating these things to share with you guys for road schooling and for homeschooling. So it's killing me inside to not be able to create and to make this stuff for you. So hopefully soon we will be all settled, and our house closes next week, so we have to be out of the house next week anyways. Hopefully we'll be settled in the RV sooner than later, so I can start creating and making stuff for you guys again. So that's our update. That's where we are. There's nothing else exciting to show you in the RV other than that bunk room. So I hope that you guys will find some encouragement in these books. I will actually try to go on really quick and link all of these books. I may even make a page in my store really quick and just put them all in there. That way it's all on one place, and I can just put that link for you guys in the comments. And I will put a link or the picture of the Road Schooling Adventure Challenge in there for you guys too. So if you guys have any questions about our crazy move, or if you have any questions about what else we're doing during this time to make sure that the kids are getting some stuff done, please leave them in the comments, and I will hopefully be checking in with you guys next week, if not for sure the week after, and I'll have the ball rolling again. So I'll see you guys next time.